Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Brightworks, where I'm bringing you in a little bit early on this one because I wanted to show you a little bit of a behind the scenes on exactly what's going to be going down. So today we're going to be taking a look at a little bit of a fight club. Yeah, apparently some interesting shenanigans going on here. We'll go ahead and hit the skip button to start this match right up and see exactly what ends up going on right here. So, I am not entirely sure what exactly I should be expecting here, but as I understand it, there were some very funky settings going on. We have unbalanced commanders turned on. We have just a whole bunch of random stuff going on. I'm not sure what these lines are about either. I'm diving into this very, very blind. Now, there was... Oh, yep, and there you go. You can see commanders respawning and then being blasted to smithereens once again. There we go. Our first death of this cast before I even have a chance to introduce anybody. It's going to be Blade Runner. Goes down to a couple of LLTs. So... as you might have noticed, this is a 3 versus 3 in a box, in a cage, in a match where nobody is safe from the light laser harassment on a map that is entirely made out of metal. And interestingly enough, these commanders have chosen to fight over the valuable metal extractors here too. So as you can see, there's these red sections. These produce quite a bit more metal than the yellow sections, but everyone is trying to produce whatever they can. This is going to be a mess. This is going to really be a mess. Already the green team is off to a blinding start here. They're definitely getting into the heat of battle very quickly. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay, so I included in one of the settings that I just now realized is LLTs appear to have gigantic range. And in fact, it looks like, yeah, everybody has gigantic range. So there you go. You can see the green commander moving forward here, building an LLT that might as well be a pulsar. And you can see these shell shockers with just a ridiculous range, capable of basically firing, I would say, about half of the width of the box that is this map. What a ridiculous game mode here. Looks like we have Legion enabled too, as some of these mosquito gunships are going to be available. Look at the range on those as well. My goodness. I don't know what prompted this game. I don't know why this was set up, but I did get the replay sent on over to me, and it was actually multiple different commanders all sent me replays of basically the same thing, and I was like, well, when in Rome, might as well take a look at exactly what's going on here. Looks like the eco is absolutely jacked up here as well, so this is going to be a really quick game. According to the replay timer, it actually went on a little while, so I'm a bit surprised, given the settings that we've seen. Now, this is not the first time that we've done this at the Brightworks. Certainly, we've played a couple of games where we've overtuned the economy and just gone all out, just trying to spend as much metal as possible, right? Do some ridiculous games. Setting the range super high and then playing on big open maps, and you have things like this, where early Wolverines are firing as high into the air as like a tactical missile firing up into the skies. It's ridiculous. That beautiful waterfall-like arc of those Wolverines firing away right here. Obviously, they must have low gravity enabled, and of course added on top of the high range means that they're going to be firing out for just miles into the distance. Is that an agitator? It is an agitator. Oh my goodness. Yeah, an agitator with a quarter of the map's range. Now, it looks like the other tweak going on here, the other change is apparently locking commanders out of the outside of this map. So I don't know if that changes as the match goes on, but it sure seems like, apparently, at least for the time being, these commanders definitely have, yeah, quite a bit of a cramming situation going on. Yeah, trying to squeeze as much into as little of a space as possible here. Now, I also noticed that the build power has been turned up quite a bit. Normally, a commander with 300 build power now has 1200, so 3, 6, 9, and 12. Gives us a 4x build power multiplier for this match as well. Means that all these constructors are going to be more than capable of building a whole bunch of random stuff, and a couple of construction turrets is really all you're going to need in order to build straight up super weapons. Yeah. Tremor's rolling out of the lab, and I think that's an awesome unit as well. Yeah, oh my goodness. Look at the area that the Tremor can cover. That's ridiculous. It can cover an entire island on its own, just a single Tremor firing away right here. That is bizarre. Anti-air, of course, with extended range, also can fire away here. That's those missile trucks firing out into oblivion. There's no line of sight, it looks like. I'm trying to figure that out right now. Let's take a look. Oh, yeah, there is. Okay. Yeah, limited line of sight, but it does look like the line of sight is extended as well. So these are commanders that can basically see all the way out into the distance and fire all the way out into the distance. Here comes some mosquitoes launching their missiles from miles out. That Unba Armada commander firing its little tachyon shotgun? I don't know what to call it. But there we go, firing away here. The Unbacom trying its very best, but getting blasted apart right here. Yeah, I want to say those mosquitoes, pesky as they are blasting down the green commander quite nicely, but retreated back to the safety of his beacon. For anybody who might not have ever seen one of these beacons, the way that these work is you have a effigy, that's what it's called, the commander effigy, and basically on the commander's death, they're transported instead of into the next life, they're transported into their backup life, their +1 life, the commander effigy over here. The green team, man, having a rough time of it though. So Tremor's now firing away. What a hilarious play. Yeah, it looks like the red team has gone full sail into a bunch of Tremors. We've got Aphises coming up in the backline too as well. Obviously with the enhanced build power right here, we have, I want to say, let's see, how many turrets in total right there? That's 14 turrets multiplied by 800 is, yeah, a ridiculous amount of build power. We're going for anti-nukes as well. Of course, nuclear weapons, a potent threat. A tactical missile launcher wouldn't be a bad idea here. Hold on, if we just select a Cortex and we go for their Catalyst tactical missile launcher, you can see, yeah, it has enough range to hit everything on this map. So obviously another thing these commanders might reach for. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. If you enjoy these chaotic games, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below as well. Always happy to hear what other people are interested in taking a peek at. Amy Yang building a whole bunch of those Banshee gunships, looking for a play there. The Bulwark again with gigantic range here. Oh, interesting. Yeah. So one of the things is it doesn't look like units are sped up very much. So despite having dramatic fire range increases, they're not really sped up to accommodate for that, right? So units are still going to move at their slow speed, which means static defenses are going to have a really wonderful time because, of course, they're going to be able to reach out the furthest and do the most damage at distance, taking advantage of the amount of time it takes for those units to even get to where those static defenses are. And obviously, units don't have to get as far to fire away, but certainly there is something to be said for how far out, for instance, pulsars especially are going to be able to go. Oh, look at that. Jamaica's going for a couple of tactical missile launchers, the Catalyst. More than a couple, really. 9 of these Catalyst missile launchers. 10,000 metal, and is now just overflowing metal. Yeah, the construction turrets are idled right here. They should be helping out this this advanced fusion reactor, but I think we're a little bit focused on other processes and other tasks. And look at the waterfall. I mean, if that isn't beautiful, I don't know what is. Let me shift into this camera here, and maybe we can get another angle. Watching the waterfall go back and forth. Wow. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at that waterfall between those two commanders. It's like it reminds me of a McDonald's logo, actually. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting. It sort of ruins the image a little bit for me, but yeah, that's ridiculously satisfying to watch those Tremors shell away at each other, trying desperately to connect in whatever way that they can. Firing away in brutal synchrony. One of those things you don't think about very often is just how dangerous certain units can be if their range is increased even just a little bit. The Tremor, obviously one such unit, right? You can see just the area that it can cover scales with the area that it with the distance that it fires at. And so when you increase its range, it also covers a much larger area. Tactical missiles are launched. Boom goes the base right there of the blue commander. We didn't take out the advanced fusion reactors. I doubt those were scouted for. But managing to wipe out all the metal production on the high ground right there for the blue commander. I believe you can also build metal extractors on the, low ground here. Doesn't produce as much metal as up here. You can see produces 12. And up here on the red area, it actually produces close to 15. The cataphracts firing away at I guess like realistic laser range, right? Look at that demon firing a stream of fire as well that just goes for miles. It sort of makes sense, right? It feels like laser weapons should realistically have a range that's like, well, you know, basically infinite as far as it takes. Essentially, all it takes for lasers to stop lasers is a structure or some sort of obstruction. So, in lieu of all that, I would say it definitely makes sense. Those laser weapons would go for miles. Going for a Starfall right here. Might as well. 600 metal per second rolling into the red economy. May as well put down a little bit of a Starfall action. Gonna start firing away as much as possible. Got some advanced fusion reactors up and running here as well. As soon as those are done building, of course, they will be more than willing to contribute their energy and their metal production towards that facility. But the demon is coming in and make it 2. We have a couple advanced exploiters. The armed advanced metal extractors Now firing away, firing at those demons that are rushing forward. Demons obviously ignoring the plasma shields here. All of the tremor fire is focused inwards towards the yellow team, but the demons are rushing down from the blue team to try and apply a little pressure. What a hilarious back and forth sort of situation. Oh my goodness, look at that D-gun. The mile-long D-gun as the commander fires away. You have to predict where the enemy unit is going to actually be 2 minutes before you ever even send the D-gun. That's hilarious. Tactical missiles away. Up in the air and down towards the other side. Looks like the build power was taken out right here. Oh, we are going to use it to knock out these tremors. Nicely done. Yeah, I mean, sniping those tremors makes a lot of sense, obviously, using those missiles to take out any strategic assets. Yeah, look at Commander Riker trying to predict where the D-gun needs to go. That's hilarious. Eventually managing to connect it, though, and shutting down those demons is plot relevant. The yellow team retreating here. The green team already knocked out of the game at this point. The yellow team retreating back to the behind of their steps right here, trying to build some more of those catalyst missile launchers. All it takes is a semi-decent scout in order to reveal where those aphises are, and those tactical missiles can end this game. I think the tactical missiles are going to basically account for whoever has the most success, and you can see, as far as raw numbers go, Jamak is clocking in at a whopping 21 missiles, with the blue team coming in at just 3. Yellow team faring a bit better at 9. But it comes down to who can put those missiles into position a little bit quicker here. The Arbiter missiles firing away here as well is hilarious. Yeah, nuclear missile up in the air, but it will be shut down. Wow, eventually. If we zoom out, eventually we will see that missile get shot down as it flies millions of miles up into the air and gets shot out of the sky. Phoenix is coming out of the laboratory right here for the bone white blue player. Grassy knoll here. Couple of scout planes. Ooh, and they find the Aphis. They find the Aphis, and immediately the tactical missiles are launched. Away they go. Boom! Got the Aphis in the back line. Nice hit right there for the blue team. Oh, beautifully done. Manages to take out both of the main Aphis centers right there for the blue team. Another connection, a beautiful connection right there. Manages to land in the midsection. These tactical missiles ravaging the back line. And suddenly the blue team is in a really devastated way. Arbiter missiles connecting in a big way over here as well, though. Those bulwarks, the shields, none of that going to do very well to defend against that. Oh, it's not bulwarks, or it's not arbiters at all. It's catapults. Oh, of course. Yeah, catapults with a gargantuan range. Going to be able to fire out for just miles. Yeah, you can put them up on one of these high grounds and they'd be able to shell away at any of these bases. What a hilarious way to play this game. Absolutely ridiculous. The orange commander here for the red team moving in right now. We have a couple of nuclear bombers trying desperately to blow up that cloaked Cortex commander. There we go. Shielding, luckily for the orange commander, keeping it nice and safe. The flak trucks now moving into position to shoot down those bombers. Yeah, those bombers, despite having extended range, can't really deploy their missiles very effectively outside of range, so you do have to be super careful about that. Gonna need quite a lot in order to actually bring this commander down, so you can see Quaif is trying to do whatever he can. I want to see the Starfall finish. We are quite nearly there as the red commander continues to pump hundreds and hundreds of metal into the production right here. We have plenty of room to expand as well, so I'd love to see more metal extractors coming up. There we go. Yeah, the orange commander going for some more of those T2 mexes. Never a bad idea to produce a 48 metal per second metal extractor and go ahead and use it to spend on, well, just about anything, really. Wave goes down, but of course is just transported right on back to... Where did that commander actually go? There it is. Transported on back to base right here at the effigy. You come back paralyzed, so you do lose your ability to move your commander and maneuver it around. But as long as you have that effigy in base, it's usually not too big of an issue. You can just go ahead and respawn, essentially, and get that commander out of there. Definitely encourages aggressive play with those commanders. Starfall away. Starfall up in the air and going to be raining down Hellfire on any of these targets. My goodness, look at the range. The Starfall firing, oh, but you have to be so careful about friendly fire. If you fire this thing even relatively close to your base, you're going to end up taking yourself out. Tactical missiles, boom! Got the tactical missiles connecting with those anti-air trucks. Look at this phallic-looking stream of anti-air missiles flying around in a circle as more and more of them come across to try and do damage. Yeah, there we go. Starfall does connect. Now, in a strange kind of way, the Starfall almost loses potency as it fires at such a great range. You can see the Starfall technically capable of reaching, well, far beyond the realms of this planet. It can basically reach the upper atmosphere. The Starfall loses a lot of that concentration, right? So it means that suddenly not actually able to punch through shields the same way it might be able to otherwise. More and more shields coming up right here, basically necessary. I think we need to use these tactical missiles more, though. Juggernaut headed out. Gargantuan range on the Juggernaut. The Demon moving forward here as well. And the Twin Guard with a mile-long range. Yeah, okay, so you can see the ticks without a increase in their movement speed. They can be blasted away from so far that this tick stream is basically worthless. What a strange issue to occur. Yeah, suddenly units that are fast aren't fast at all. Nothing is going to be faster than the range of those static defenses. So strange. Happiness stepping into position right here, actually just raw dogging the Juggernaut here, just focused firing the Juggernaut, not even cloaked, not even trying to be sneaky. Just could send the D-gun from a mile out, and I think the Red Commander has forgot about that. Yeah, D-gun is away, and boom goes the Juggernaut, scaling that Commander's experience level, and of course, with unbalanced Commanders, that does mean quite a lot. That means the Commander is going to be in a very experienced way. It's suddenly going to be able to level itself up quite nicely, and I think Unba Commanders get a whole bunch of more build options as they level up as well. You can see already capable of building a bunch of the T1 stuff. As they level up into the late game, they can also build T2, T3. Just straight out of the Commander. You can start building T3 units, I believe, from some of the Unba comms. How interesting that the Starfall actually lost so much potency because of the fact that it was it's spread out over such a large area. The red team definitely with a dominating economy at this point and sending demons across the map, looking quite good about it. Got goblins and whatnot firing away here as well. The Juggernaut stepping forward constantly. It's laser beam connecting from miles away. It's a fight in a box, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm all here for it. Again, tactical missile launchers capable of hitting basically anywhere on the map. No reason not to utilize these. I think incorporating shields deflecting everything might not be the worst idea, just because you know you're going to have to go ahead and nice D-gun. You know you're going to have to deflect some things like the tactical missiles and whatnot, so you may as well, right? EMP beam here for the Armada Commander Amy Yang does connect with the Demon right there, but doesn't manage to kill it. Whoa, the snipe with the D-gun right there. Nicely done from SK-10. Manages to kill the Demon. What a hilarious play. The red team with all three of their players, the yellow and blue team, both with just 2. It does mean the red team is a little more fragile, though. You can imagine a tactical missile here, maybe a well-placed T3 unit there. Certainly becomes a little bit more fragile as time goes on here. Not a game, I would say, for the faint of heart. And you can see those T2 defenses up and running. How far can a pulsar reach? Oh my goodness, it can reach halfway across the known universe. That pulsar, if you built up on this hillside right here, would be able to actually snipe the advanced fusion reactors in the backline of the blue commander. That is just ridiculous. Decoy commanders not so capable. Not the end of the world, of course, but worth remembering that those do not benefit from the unbalanced commander changes. Commander is definitely very difficult to kill, though, in the Umbacom mode. You can see the Juggernaut actually struggling against Happiness here as he moves into position to try and D-gun whatever is possible. The scout plane spam has been sent forward once more. Nice D-gun right there. Nicely done. Yeah, Happiness on the defense. Tactical missiles headed out once more. Boom! Go the TAC missiles. Scout planes over here revealing a good chunk of the blue base as well, so I do expect that we're going to be seeing some more missiles fired away. Oh, and bastard trucks. Yeah, an excellent use as well. Decoy commanders being blasted apart by by wasps way out of range. Miles and miles out of range. Starfall continuing to barrage the forces. It does make me wonder. It makes me wonder what the most efficient way of playing this game is. Obviously a ridiculous game mode. But I wonder what the strategy is, right? You could always go ahead and go for, well, the lightning cannon now focused into a beam. A little bit more effective against those planes there. And it does look like the Yeah, it looks like the Armada Umbacom can actually focus that, so it's not a burst. They actually can channel that quite effectively here. Yeah, you can see those T3 units are quite good. And also build construction turrets and decoy commanders, as you've seen the tank commander build here. And of course that T2 eco is very powerful as well. The D-Gun's surface area, the D-Gun's effective surface area is ridiculous. Because you can fire it away and you can cover such a wide swath of area. Yeah, you can see SK-10 firing those D-Guns and connecting in a bizarre way with basically any tank that gets too close. The blue and yellow teams... Oh, well, the blue team now completely knocked out of the game. The yellow team, the final survivor, the second placer, holding on by the bare skin of their teeth. Banishers trying to connect with that SK-10's final commander, firing away a mixture of heat rays and laser beams and all sorts of other stuff. The wall of tactical missiles now out to try and blast out these commanders. What a hilarious game mode. What an absolutely ridiculous game mode. A knife fight in a dark alleyway is exactly... Well, not really a dark alleyway. It's kind of like a nicely lit alleyway. Yeah, I would say like a well-maintained alleyway, actually, with LED or fluorescent lighting. Maybe even like a couch or a coffee table. Very, very high standards back alley gaming today. As we watch these commanders go down, transported to their beacons, but it'll be no matter as they're pounced upon by the gunships here. It'll be the red team who manages to take the victory. What a ridiculous type of a sort of a game. The kind of thing that absolutely rattles my cage, because this is hilarious to see. This is bar pushed to one of its external limits, and I'm always thrilled to see it. Let me know what you thought about it down below in the comment section. Let me know over on the Discord as well, and I will see you in the very next game of Beyond All Reason. Thanks a ton.